It takes only a fraction of a second and a single slip of the hands for decades of craftsmanship to hit the floor and shatter. Today, the immediate impulse is to sweep the pieces into the trash, or perhaps piece them back together using a brittle, toxic chemical superglue. But there is a permanent, entirely natural alternative to saving a broken object. The catch is the agonizing patience required to do it. Fixing a broken vessel this way does not take minutes, it takes months. The foundation in this entire ancient process is lac. Lac is a natural resin harvested from tree sap, prized by artisans for its highly viscous, intensely sticky texture. But raw sap alone cannot fix a shattered bowl. To restore the vessel, the artisan has to think like a structural engineer, utilizing this raw material to solve three distinct compounding physical problems. The first hurdle is simply getting heavy, cleanly sheared chunks of ceramic to stick together without the aid of modern chemical adhesives. To create the necessary grip, the artisan sands down the broken edges to give them physical texture. Then they take raw lac and mix it with sticky rice, whipping it into a highly engineered organic binding paste. When they apply this rice paste to the freshly sanded rims and press the bowl back together, the grip is immediate. The heavy ceramic chunks hold fast without falling away. But this organic adhesion comes with a massive time penalty. The bowl has to be tightly bound in ropes and left to cure for an entire month. That is enough time for the neighborhood stray cat to raise a whole new litter of kittens. This microscopic cross-section of the ceramic edges shows exactly why that month-long cure is a mandatory structural necessity. As the moisture slowly dissipates from the paste, the organic matter contracts, locking into the microscopic pores of the ceramic and establishing a permanent base bond. Even with the main pieces safely locked together, the bowl is still severely compromised. Microscopic cracks, chipped edges, and uneven voids remain, and the rice binder is too thick to fill them. To engineer a specialized filler for these tiny gaps, the artisan takes raw ceramic tiles and violently crushes them down into a coarse powder. This diagram of a mixing vat shows the hydraulic sorting method used to refine that powder. By stirring the crushed tile into water, the heavy, irregular, coarse ash immediately sinks to the bottom, while the tiny, uniform particles of fine ash remain suspended above. The mixture sits completely undisturbed in a tank for exactly 5 hours. Once the fine particles finally drift to the bottom, the excess water is siphoned off, and the remaining sludge is sun-dried into an ultra-fine ash. This newly engineered fine ash is folded into fresh lac to create a dense putty. The artisan packs it tightly into every remaining void in the bowl, and then leaves it to cure for another 10 days. Once the putty hardens, it has to be mechanically leveled. Using the naturally rough texture of a horsetail plant, the artisan sands the new filler down until it sits perfectly flush with the original ceramic surface. The weak voids are gone, replaced by solid mass. The structural integrity of the bowl is completely restored. Physically, the bowl is whole again. Visually, the repair lines make it look like a scarred, gray, chaotic Frankenstein's monster. To solve this, the artisan applies a complete base coat of black lac directly over the repair. This completely seals the surface, making it waterproof before it is sanded smooth. Next comes the canvas. A layer of vibrant red lac is painted with exacting precision over the sanded repair seams to create a foundation for the final color. Now the most valuable component is prepared: gold lac. Pure, expensive gold powder is mixed directly into the lac, mashed together repeatedly using a smooth animal horn, and then slowly filtered through paper to remove any remaining impurities. The artisan sprinkles this refined gold powder directly onto the wet red lines. For different colored finishes, vermilion powder or pine soot can be prepared and applied using this exact same method. This exploded isometric view shows exactly how these layers transform the repair. You have the ceramic base, the ash filler, the black seal, the red canvas, and the final gold topping. It turns a functional fix into a deliberate, beautiful, and impenetrable seal. The final product is a fully restored bowl where the once ugly fractures are now glowing veins of pure gold. It is completely waterproof, perfectly food safe, and physically whole. Modern manufacturing trains us to hide damage, to patch things up so we can pretend the item is brand new. This traditional method highlights the object's history instead. By combining immense patience, organic chemistry, and precious metals, artisans engineered a way to take the lowest point in this object's lifespan, the exact moment it shattered, and turn it into its most valuable feature. Turning a complete disaster into pure gold takes incredible skill. If you don't happen to have any spare gold powder sitting around to show your appreciation, dropping a like on the video works too.